All right, so we have some things to discuss about hit and manga Chainsaw Man. So, if you don't know, and if you're not caught up, spoiler warning, spoiler warning. We're going to be talking about chapter 195 and all the theories that are going around about it due to something in there. So, once again, if you are not caught up in Chainsaw Man, do not watch this video. If you are, feel free to and talk amongst yourselves in the comments below about this chapter. But with that out of the way, Jesus Christ, I can't speak. Let's talk. Okay, so we have a new character introduced at the end of this chapter, and there are a lot of people saying that this is the Death Devil, which I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I just noticed her eyes are kind of like swirly a little bit, kind of like Makima's. So that could mean something, but we don't know because the chapter came out last week. I'm recording this on Saturday. I don't know when I'm gonna get this out. I'm gonna try to have this out before Tuesday, but we'll see what the editing department feels like doing when I feel like editing this. But yeah, so like I said, a new character is introduced. Asa and Denji are talking and stuff. Asa wants Denji to kill her because Yoru's planning something a little bit wonky. Honestly, you know what this reminds me of a little bit? Attack on Titan spoilers. This kind of reminds me a little bit of Attack on Titan with like everything Aaron wanted to do to like start the rumbling and stuff, and he was like, wait, no, he didn't say. Basically, Aaron was like, all right, guys, you guys got to kill me before I start the rumbling, otherwise, the 80% of the humanity is gonna be like destroyed by the Titans. And I mean, he wasn't wrong per se, but it just reminds me of that a little bit. I kind of just made that comparison while rereading the chapter. So that's going on. Yeah, that's going on. They're chatting shit, and yeah, the chapter ends with the new character, which, like I said, a lot of people are saying that this is the Death Devil. Once again, I don't know if it's gonna be the Death Devil, right? Because, I mean, obviously, guys, we know who the Death Devil is. Kenobi. I mean, me personally, you guys, I've never seen the Death Devil and Kenobi in the same room before. Okay, we still don't know what her contract is. Okay, her contract could be the Death Devil. That's why she was able to like go bonkers and almost kill Snake Chick. You know what I mean? So duh, obviously it's Kenobi. Like it's been revealed since part one. I'm joking. But there are people who I'm not sure if people actually think that Kenobi is the Death Devil, but it's funny to meme about that. I still do wonder though, because I'm just thinking about this. When the fuck are we gonna find out who was the fake Chainsaw Man? Because that plot point was kind of just like there, but then it was dropped, and we still don't know. This happened like early in part two, and I would like to know who is the fake Chainsaw Man. Like, who is it? Unless like okay, crackhead theory time. What if, and follow me with this one, what if secretly the fake Chainsaw Man is something the Death Devil can make with their powers or whatever? Anyways, I don't know where I was going with that. So we're gonna look at some Reddit theories, and and that's gonna be the end of the video. So I'll see you guys there. All right, here we are. We are now on Reddit, and I've looked at some of these a little bit. There's one that like I saw and you guys have to see too, but we'll get to that when we get to that. So people are theorizing, like I said, that this is the Death Devil. That this is the Death Devil. I know who this will be. I just wanted to let you guys know real quick. This is going to be the new Blood Devil itself, or a Blood Fiend again. I mean, I don't know. See, this is why, even though I did love spoilers for like JJK and Attack on Titan, it's fun to not have spoilers for Chainsaw Man. So that way, we literally have no idea what's gonna happen in the next chapter. Like going back to a few chapters ago, to where people are like, "Dude, who is Denji gonna spit out?" Obviously, dude, he's gonna spit out like Makima or something, bro. Like, wait, he's obviously gonna spit out like Aki or Power. We had no idea, even though we kind of knew that it was gonna be Why can't I remember his name? Squid Guy, yeah. Yoshida. We kind of knew that it was gonna be him, but just having these theories out here is just so funny. And yeah, I don't think it's gonna be. I don't know. The Blood Devil one, I really don't know, because I don't think the Blood Devil will be like all sweaty and nervous and stuff. I don't know. Oh yeah, but by the way, this is what the Death Devil looks, the alleged Death Devil looks like. If you guys didn't know, people are simping about her. Anyways, and the reason why in the recording before this, I was saying I just noticed that she has swirly eyes, because let me give you guys a rundown on how I read Chainsaw Man. Okay, so normally Chainsaw Man comes out in the morning on Tuesdays at 8 in the morning. So normally I'm asleep at 8 o'clock. The second I wake up, I read the chapter if it's out. I don't go on any socials because I don't want to be spoiled. I read it really fast, and then I go to Reddit to look at like what people were talking about. So yeah, just waking up and reading this, I'm not gonna catch every little thing that's in there. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, I didn't really think anyone was theorizing that this is gonna be like the Blood Devil or anything. That's interesting. I don't think it's the Blood Devil, but if it is, interesting. If it's not, then though I have a very strong feeling that next week we're not gonna come back to this. We're probably gonna switch to what if we switch to Yoshida's POV, because we haven't seen him in a while. So what if like we did that? Anyways, the truth will set you free, and this is what I was talking about earlier about like the meme of it being Kenobi being the Death Devil, and delusional Death Devil Chan over here being that. It's a meme. What are people saying about this? Fact check status true. This post was I can't die until whoa. All right, okay. Dude, I gotta like read this up before I click it. That was crazy. There's literally, like I said, there's literally no proof about Kenobi being the Death Devil, because we still don't know what her contract is. But people are just saying that just to say it. It's kind of like how, well, that's a spoiler. Never mind. If you're in the JJK community, you know. It's like how people do that with that community. If you know, you know. If you don't, go read the manga and go on Twitter. Go on JJK Twitter, and you'll know. Okay, I'm an absolute schizo, but what if? Oh, sorry, I just want to. See what that devil could have done. I mean, she's so goober. Why would Fujimoto have to kill her? It's so cute. I hate you, Fujimoto. What? So are you trying to say that this is like the reincarnate? Bro, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you. The schizo's talking. Listen. Anyways, bro, okay. A lot of these are just jokes. I thought this one was gonna be something genuine, because I just went down the Reddit and I clicked this, but man, the majority of these are just everybody memeing. I might need to go find some real ones. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay. So, okay, this is just so stupid, because If you don't know. As you know. Okay. On a serious note, if this is in fact the Death Devil, right? And this is like actually the Death Devil, then this character has to be written really well. Because if it's not, and it's been hyped up since like part 1, you know how many people are gonna be upset? It's like if, for an example, you know, Makima, the antagonist of part 1, spoilers, and I mean, we really didn't know that she was gonna be like the main antagonist for a while. But like when that got revealed, if she was written shit, you know how many people would have dropped Chainsaw Man? A lot of people. Honestly, I might have been one of them. I'm not gonna lie to you, but if this is the Death Devil, this character has so much to live up to. This image is so stupid. Like, bro, honestly, Guts and Sasuke should switch spots because Guts, if you've never read Berserk, Guts has a fucked up backstory. Like a really fucked up one. Okay? Don't let Twitter be like, dude, Berserk is not even good. Berserk is great, okay? It's fantastic. It's just very dark. Guts has a fucked up backstory. I don't know why Sasuke's bitch ass is right there. Oh my gosh, my brother killed my clan. Okay, Guts. Never mind. Never mind. Anyways, yeah. Those characters just switch. I guess IQ's fine. Leadership of leading. This image is stupid. This image is so stupid. All right, moving on. Okay. Okay, so this was the one I was talking about. And the thing is, hello again, Satoru Gojo. We don't know what color hair this alleged Death Devil is going to have, because this is the funny thing about people making fan art about characters that haven't been like introduced in the manga or don't have official colors. We don't know what color hair this character is going to have. Like, it reminds me of when Katakuri from One Piece was introduced and people made fan art, and I think they made bro's hair black, even though in the manga, no, in the anime it was like pink or something. So very funny. I can imagine anything. It's a good theory, but we need proof. Could you imagine? Okay. Could you imagine if for some reason Fujimoto was like, you know what, guys? You know, JJK spoilers. All right. You know, guys, Gojo may have died in JJK, but you know what? You know what? When he got hit by Sukuna Slash, it sent him to another world, and he became a girl. What if? What if? Anyways, all right. I think this is actually a real theory. If not, then I think I'm gonna have to go look for some, because literally this video has just been me memeing about a lot of this stuff and the community memeing about this stuff. But I think this is a genuine one. If not, then I may have to go look up some. Okay. I saw this comment under the new chapter, and I think it's very accurate. I've been saying to myself for a long time that the devil feels like a red herring, and that the final villain will be Chainsaw Man himself. Now, I think it'll be a combination of Chainsaw Man and Yoru working together, and that they'll be defeated by an alliance between Death and Kenobi. Yeah, man. All right. My theory is that it's the Nostradamus prophecy. In the 7th month of 1999, a great king of terror will descend. It's actually alluding to War being the king of terror and not death. As also said, Yoru is planning something worse than humanity's extinction, so I think War Yoru is probably going to use the chainsaw's devil's powers to erase the concept of death, thus allowing for an endless war and pain without death, which in my mind is far more terrifying than the idea of humanity's extinction. When you think about it, why would the Death Devil even want to kill all humans? Without humans and their fears, devils would theoretically cease to exist, or they would at least become powerless. It makes sense why War Yoru is trying to kill death to ensure that humanity lives on to be tortured endlessly, ever increasing the power of the devils. With this said, I think the new girl might be Death, and that is why she says She is here to save them because she knows about War Yoru is a real threat to humanity. I mean, pretty good theory. It's a pretty good theory. What are other people saying about this? This is gonna end in Denji killing Asa. I mean, it could happen. It could happen. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Romeo and Juliet endings style is fine for me, but they also have to go have sex or hug or kissing as the world ends. Unless Fuji gives us more Denji Asa moments, that'll be the most underwhelming conclusion ever. I'm not even gonna feel anything. It's not gonna be the same as Denji killing Aki when he were. Yeah, that's true. That's actually true because, like, imagine if the story does end and Denji has to kill Asa, but there isn't character development where, like, we have some right now, but it's not on the same level as like when Denji killed Aki. Like, I still fear for when that episode gets animated because I know I'm gonna cry like a baby because when I read that in the manga, first of all, I didn't know Aki was gonna die in the manga because when I started reading Chainsaw Man, it was still in part 1. I think near the end of part 1. So I had no clue that Aki died. I knew Power died because my dumbass looked up Power, like, I think for like a wallpaper, and then I typed in Power and then it said death. I'm like, oh, cool, good one, me. You definitely didn't do this before with like Devilman Crybaby or something. Cool, good one, yeah. So that happened, but that's really true. Asa and Denji do need to have more moments because it would probably hit for some people, but it wouldn't be like as impactful as like they said of when Denji had to kill Aki because Aki was literally like Denji's older brother. So yeah. Okay. At least we found one good theory. Okay, out of all the other ones, we found one good one because this was actually good. It also wraps around to the guy in the streets proclaiming humans are a war for devils. Now that guy might be onto something. Also, it's likely that this is actually death, considering her hair is most likely white. There's a cycle that's easy to notice if you study one of the Christian words. Makima had red hair, announces the Red Horseman, aka War. Yoru has black hair, announces the Black Horseman, aka Fami. Fami has pink hair. Safe for the sake of sympathy, let's call it pale hair. Announces the Pale Horseman, aka Death. Yo. Wait a minute, hold on. Wait a minute, hold on. Bro's kind of cooking right here. Bro is actually kind of cooking. Holy hell. Man, you see, once again, this is why I love this community because, there are jokesters in the community. Every community should have jokesters, but when people actually like put theories together, sometimes they kind of cook, and this is an example of that because I didn't put 2 and 2 together, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Also noticing the way with their hair, but making connection. Yeah, it's really clever. You cooked. I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't. This is the only thing that I hate about reading theories on a show, because this is what happened with Attack on Titan. Because when Attack on Titan was ongoing, there were people who made like really good theories about like what's gonna happen between the rumbling and everything else, and people had some really good theories. I'm pretty sure I bring this up whenever I talk about Chainsaw Man, but there was someone who made a theory that when Aaron's his final form Titan, whatever, Doom Titan or whatever they called it, that Aaron wasn't inside of it and he was like underground trying to get to Astoria or something to do something. I don't remember what it was, but he was trying to do something, but he wasn't in the Titan. and it like made sense at the time. Obviously, we know that that's not what happened at the end of Attack on Titan, but it just reminds me of that. And I really do want to take these theories with a grain of salt, and I want you guys to do the same thing, because I don't want to have the same reaction that I have with the ending of Attack on Titan, to where a lot of people a lot of people like the ending of it, but I was so theory pilled that I didn't enjoy it because it was just rushed. Like I don't hate the ending, but when it first happened, I'm like, dude, this is the ending. This is the ending of Attack on Titan. Like, yeah. So I don't want to go through that bias, because I really do like Chainsaw Man, and I still do like Attack on Titan. The way they went from like Eren being a crybaby to becoming what he was at the end of the series has to be studied. Well, okay, some of it has to be studied, but yeah, I don't want to like fully believe a theory just for it to be completely wrong. But yeah, no, cooking. Um, wait, what? Why doesn't Yuta also have black hair? I'm really confused now, since your theory actually makes a lot of sense. Because she's a reincarnation and Makima is treated as the goal to control, I guess. I don't know. Really, I just took a look at the first incantation of control as an example. I miss Nayuta. Man, dude, I'm still so mad that she got jumped by the block and died. That's so mean. And by the way, Barum, you dick. I can't believe you like made Denji eat her. You son of a bitch. The problem is that Asa already knows Yori's plan and is yet agreed with Dennis, and he said to deal with it after killing the Death Devil. So also knows Yori wants to kill the Death Devil, but still didn't say anything against it. Okay. I like the theory, but in the last chapter, Denji mentioned killing Death Devil and also did not really react in a way that would suggest Yori's plan is related to that. I think she would say exactly what she wants Yoru to do, that and start freaking out again, but she has calmed down. Yes, she calmed down because of other things Denji said, but I think him repeating ideas of killing Death would trigger her more than anything. I can't read. Anyways. I'll put a spin on this. The Great King of Terror is actually Death. See, the thing is about prophecies is that they have a tendency to come true no matter what. If you need circumstances, they can come true in some way. So either Death launches her assault and becomes the Great King of Terror, or Denji wipes out Death, only for war to take place. A Great King of Terror will descend. It'll be it war or death. I mean, to be fair, I hope she lets Denji hit. So the thing is, we don't know how long has passed between the last chapter and this chapter, because this could be like a month from now, like a month later. We don't know. So, you know? Wait, what? The year 1999, 7 month from the sky shall come a great king of terror. Shall be revived, the great king of what are the words this is before and after. Mars shall reign. Okay, what? Okay, theory's wrong. I don't know if you're being serious. King of Terror, Death Devil confirmed by Nayuta. King of Among Us, translated as King of Moguls, often interpreted as Genghis Khan, one of the greatest conquerors to ever live. Conquest as Control Devil, Mars, God of War, War Devil. Although the prophecy suggests that Yoru will wreak havoc even after Death's arrival, so it's very likely that Death is a red herring. And this is Nayuta talking about the prophecy. Fami and I can tell because we're sisters. The Great King of Terror is probably coming for real. For real. For real? We know because she's her eldest sister, the Death Devil, the super duper strongest devil with the name feared most of all. I've seen a lot of people have a similar take, but I'm not too sure about that. I feel like people forget that the apocalypse has been going on for a while now, to the point where it's already normal for most people at restaurants, even serving customers, while Chainsaw Man zombies are chased inside, killed right in front of people. No one reacts to it. We never got an explanation on like why there are fake Chainsaw Mans going around, have we? I don't think we have. Also says whatever yours is planning to do is bad. She doesn't even want to say what it is, but if it's just endless wars, that's not so different from what's happening in the Chainsaw Man world right. The second, except people who would be unable to die. This doesn't seem like anything so much more than the extreme that also would be able to do and just say what it was. Also, most people go to war specifically because they are afraid to die. This is why Chainsaw Man war is happening right now. Then if people could no longer die, then I can't read. Holy. They would actually have less reason to go to war because their enemies can never die. So there would literally be no reason to cause war. Many wars can be called pointless, but everyone that participates in it does it with the belief that there will eventually be an end to it. At least for right now, I feel like what Asa is saying is a misdirection, and that's the reason why she isn't actually saying what Yoro wants. I mean, sure. I'm not gonna lie, my brain's fried. Okay, that's gonna be the last one that I read because my brain is fried and I'm starting to like not be able to read more. But anyways, so yeah, to wrap this video up, you guys have some amazing theories. You guys are cooking. You guys have amazing stuff going on. But do not lose your sparkle, Chainsaw Man community. After reading all these theories, it probably is the Death Devil. It probably is, but I don't want to say like 100% that it is because we don't know. And like I said, we're probably not going to come back to this for a very long time. Because like I said, this is going back to the fake Chainsaw Man that was going around at the start of part 2, and we still don't know who it is. So I think we're going to switch perspectives to someone else. I don't know who, but we're probably going to do that and then maybe come back to this a few chapters in the future. But anyways, you got, once again, amazing theories. I love reading theories about stuff that happens. That's important because like, this is important because I knew the second that like I saw this, I was like, oh no, the community is going to go bonkers because it's a new girl and people are going to presume that it's the Death Devil. And here we are today. It might be the Death Devil. If it's not the Death Devil, I don't know who it's going to be unless, okay. What if Fujimoto just has this girl here for giggles? You know, like, we think that's the Death Devil, but it's going to be like some super religious chick on some like, what's her name from like something like that Fuji just threw out there and like had people take the bait for thinking that it's the Death Devil, but like we're gonna see the Death Devil and she's gonna look completely different, or it's Kenobi, you know. Also just have that in the back of your mind too. But I'm gonna wrap this up here because I've been yapping for a very long time. Let me know in the comments below who you think the Death Devil is, what Yoru's plan could be, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.